As you can see, when we get to the point where we're getting to our finished stages on the project, we're going to have cut lines, and our cut lines are going to show us, determine our half-inch strips that we need to cut out of the project. So the first thing we need to do before we do our tracing with our design is to create those cut lines on one side of the piece of wood. You don't have to do this on both. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make marks similar to how we did with gussets on the bridges, and we're going to create marks every half-inch apart. So what we're going to do is we'll start by finding that center mark again, which is right here in the middle. Take the ruler and line up the 3-inch mark of the ruler, even with that center point right there. And as we get that 3-inch mark right on the center, I'm going to go to the left, start working to the left of the block of wood, and every half an inch I'm going to make a dot. So there's 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1.5 inch here. And then I'm going to go back to the center and work my way to the right. So I have my 3-inch mark already marked, so I'm going to go 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, just like that. Now we have our marks spaced apart a half an inch each. So the next tool we're going to need to use will be a combination square. Now with the combination square, it has a little edge on it, and the edge right here allows the piece of wood to rest on the edge, and that will give you a perfectly straight 90-degree mark. Now this next process we're going to do, depends on what type of hand you write with. If you're right-handed, we're going to set the edge of the combination square even with the top of the wood and pull it toward you, and you know it will slide right along the piece of wood. If you're right-handed, we're going to set it even with the middle, and we're going to draw our lines sliding the combination square to the right. If you're left-handed, we're going to set it even with the middle. We're going to slide the combination square to your left. So whichever hand you write with, that's the direction you want to slide the combination square. Now notice I just stayed in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, line up my 3-inch mark even with that combination square, and draw a light line going all the way down through the piece of wood. While I'm still holding on the combination square, I'm going to slide it over to my next half-inch mark. Make sure I pull down on this so it's going to give me a straight line, and draw another line going this way, straight toward you. Always draw your lines pulling your pencil toward you, not pushing it away from you, because then the pencil slides out or the combination square could slide out. I'm going to repeat the process for every half-inch mark. I'm going to draw a line pulling the pencil toward me, and as I draw those lines, every time I'm just sliding this across, making sure it did not move on the block of wood. We don't want it to slip and go crooked, so we always pull it toward you before you make your next mark. Pull the combination square toward you. Now I've gone to the right and I've made all of my marks in that direction there. I don't want to go to the left and do the same process because the combination square has nothing to grip on. So what I'm going to do is take my piece of wood and turn it around, and we start in the center again. We already have our center mark on here. Pull the combination square down toward you, slide it over to your half-inch mark. Again, this is for a right-handed person. If you're left-handed, once again, you'll be sliding the combination square to the left, following the same process. As I've made my marks going both directions, I now have my cut marks, and the cut marks will determine where I'm going to cut these strips out with the bandsaw.